Hello, my name is Laurel LaFramboise, founder of votekiss. Vote to keep it short and simple. It's a way to bypass politics to bring the kind of governmental change most Americans have wanted for a long time. The votekiss introductory presentation explains the vehicle for this change. This 8-minute presentation describes the 3 passengers in the vehicle, a U.S. constitutional amendment with 10 major governmental reforms, a short and simple healthcare solution, and replacing the federal income tax with the fair tax plan. So sit back and enjoy the show. The 20th century saw many bills passed into law that were arguably unconstitutional. It's time to set in stone what we want and clearly state what we don't want. The votekiss U.S. constitutional amendment is short, easy to read, and includes solutions we the people have wanted since before Mr. Smith went to Washington: congressional term limits, campaign spending restrictions, and an end to unfair voting practices such as gerrymandering. And party favorites that most Americans would agree make sense if well balanced: constitutional interpretation restrictions, addition of key 20th century social and environmental rights, and governmental fiscal restraints. Less well-known but equally sensible solutions to big governmental problems: judicial branch reform, federal pay and benefits equal private sector pay and benefits for similar work, virtual congressional sessions, and a short and simply written bill requirement. Let's take a closer look at these 10 major governmental reforms. The votekiss U.S. constitutional amendment bill shall include interpreting the U.S. and state constitutions as originally intended and amended, which will stop stretching the meaning to fit personal political agendas. The addition of key 20th century citizen rights, such as a safe and sustainable environmental right, a right to education tailored to the individual, a minimum living wage and social safety net that includes capped health care benefit, and equal opportunity. Federal court system reforms that eliminate frivolous lawsuits, set up specialized courts and juries, eliminates plea bargaining, and kicks out incompetent judges. Federal employee wages are determined by average private sector wages for similar work, thus eliminating outrageous congressional benefits. Campaign spending is restricted to the following: reasonable salaries, reasonable travel expenses, office meeting space expenses, and website mailing expenses. No war chests, no spending outside an official campaign, and it's required to publicly post campaign information. Congressional term limits and additional qualifications for federal office. Virtual congressional sessions, so members live in their districts with just short visits to Washington, D.C. to vote. Short length and simply written bills that leave no room for pork. Elimination of unfair voting practices for federal office, such as gerrymandering, providing second choice voting to reduce major party power, and requiring ballot access equity. Last but not least, federal monetary and budget restrictions. Stop inflation with a modified gold standard, financial organization reforms, budget restrictions, market interference restrictions, and repeal the 16th Amendment. Wowzer! But what about the fine print? Check out the complete language at www.votekiss.org. There are 3 parts to the amendment: a summary, an explanation, and administrative details. The second bill that votekiss candidates represent is a short and simple healthcare solution. The votekiss U.S. constitutional amendment in Section 2 requires employers to pay the full cost of labor, including catastrophic health care insurance with a lifetime cap. The votekiss healthcare bill requires employers to deposit a percentage of each employee's paycheck into a health savings account, owned and managed by the employee. Health payments not used by the employee for minor medical expenses will automatically spill into a retirement savings account owned and managed by the employee. Government pays for catastrophic insurance for those who can't work full-time and for the indigent, investigates health consumer complaints, and monitors healthcare costs. Private charities provide minor healthcare needs to the indigent who can work. The third bill votekiss candidates represent is tax reform. The votekiss U.S. constitutional amendment in Section 10 repeals the U.S. income tax and limits revenue generation to only two universally applied taxes. The votekiss tax bill replaces the income tax with the fair tax plan. The fair tax plan is a comprehensive proposal that replaces all federal income and payroll-based taxes with an integrated approach, including a progressive national retail sales tax on new goods and services. It includes a prebate to ensure no American pays federal taxes on spending up to the poverty level, and is dollar for dollar federal revenue neutral. It doesn't cost more than the current tax system. To learn more about the Fair Tax Bill, go to www.fairtax.org. The draft bills will be finalized on July 4, 2012. Your input is welcome. Just contact Laurel at votekiss.org. Thanks for taking the time to learn about votekiss. Remember, if you're a Vermonter, my son Andre and I are running as votekiss candidates. If you are not a Vermonter, you may have time to get on the ballot yourself. Or in November, you can simply refrain from voting for state and federal representative, as described in the introductory video. Send this presentation to your friends and family. Spread the word. Let's change government by changing the way we vote. Bypass politics by keeping it short and simple in November.